For office space in Sydney's CBD may be driven by companies downsizing, but there's no doubting the benefits to business here in Western Sydney. Office rents here are half the price. As a result, Parramatta's CBD has the only shrinking vacancy rate in the state.
IAG have expanded greatly in Parramatta, as has the Commonwealth Bank and St George Westpac.
Government departments began the exodus. Sydney Water moved in 1,500 employees in May.
Basically, if we stayed in Bathurst Street to refurbish our building that was built in the 1960s, it was going to cost a lot more than actually moving out to Parramatta. 9,000 jobs are to be created when the Civic Place precinct eventually gets underway.
Yeah, Civic Place is really going to be the centrepiece of Parramatta into the future.
As long as the infrastructure keeps apace. Jacqueline Maddock, 10 News.
A legal battle has broken out over a giant steel flower, with fears a child could be impaled on one of its metal petals. The sculpture was deemed too dangerous by the RTA, so now it's being put in a children's park.
Art has always been in the eye of the beholder, and when it comes to Christopher Hodge's white flower sculpture, Mossman residents aren't liking what they're seeing.
The word outrageous springs to mind.
It's almost environmental vandalism. It's out of place and it's unnecessary. Nobody wants it.
For 3 years, Mossman Council has pushed ahead with plans for the 2.5 metre three-dimensional steel sculpture, complete with a ratepayer-funded surveillance system. A larger yellow version was originally planned on a roundabout, but the RTA said it was too dangerous. So now Council's moved it right in the middle of a children's playground.
It looks to be particularly dangerous. It's made of steel. It's a sharp-looking flower.
Those who'll soon live in the giant flower's shadow have launched a legal bid to stop it being built. They're taking the matter to the Land and Environment Court, claiming it's so big it needs a development application.
While not everyone will like it, I think most people will come to think it's not so bad.
And so now the ultimate critic will be the courts, deciding if this $40,000 white flower will become a very expensive white elephant. Brett Mason, 10 News.
Sydney's police rescue squad has a new tiny feathered friend tonight after being called in to rescue a duckling from a drain near the city. The youngster was given a clean bill of health after its misadventure, much to the delight of worried residents. After an expensive search, police thought they had found the duckling's mother, but they couldn't get close enough to be certain. The duckling is now in the care of the RSPCA.
Up next, mortgage holders warned to brace for a rate rise.
Also, the end of the line for the great train robber.
And he brought us Home Alone and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the death of movie maker John Hughes.
This season, Idol is back at the new time, 6:30 Sunday.
For the first time, catch live performances and your live results in one massive show.
This year, special guest judges have joined the team to help us find Australia's best voices.
Get ready to be blown away.
Idol at the new time, 6:30 Sunday on 10. Tired, puffy eyes?
Roll them away.
New Garnier Nutritionist Eye Roll-On, a refreshing caffeine gel with massaging roller to help visibly deflate bags, revealing brighter-looking eyes. Now Australia's #1 skincare product.
Take care.
Garnier.
The Holden Captiva SX all-wheel drive with 7 seats, 17-inch alloys and stability control is still $36,990 drive away thanks to the Holden Owners Grant. Extended for a limited time only. Hurry into your Holden dealer today. Go better.
The Fashion Brands Collective massive warehouse sale.
But it ends this Sunday. You've got to get there quick.
Gotta have a hoodie. These ones are from just $40.
Girls denim starting from $30.
Winter jackets from just $60.
Current season fashion now up to 75% off.
Becky B, model, singer, tell us you'll be at the sale.
Of course. Favourite brands are going to be there.
10 Smith Street, Chatswood. The sale's on right now at the warehouse, but ends Sunday.
Don't miss it.
Why have we chosen the Oxford Art Factory to host a wee gig with the Veronicas? So we all know that the Veronicas are twins, and what star sign is all about twins? Gemini, and the most famous Gemini is the Holden Gemini, which was born in 1975, not in a hospital but in a Queensland factory. And which factory usually gives birth to a great night out? The Oxford Art Factory. Now you can only get tickets with a debit MasterCard, so head to mastercard.com.au/music and remember that with this little card you're spending your own money online. Hooking up tickets to the Veronicas? Priceless.
At Arnott's, our famous chocolate biscuits always start with our very own chocolate. Real chocolate that's crafted by our chocolatiers using Arnott's unique recipes to make everything from a smooth, indulgent milk chocolate for caramel crowns to a rich, velvety dark chocolate for mint slice. Because when it comes to the most delicious chocolate biscuits, there is simply no substitute.
Getting the most out of Woolworths Everyday Rewards. To earn Qantas frequent flyer points when you shop at Woolworths supermarkets and Big W, go to everydayrewards.com.au. Join Qantas frequent flyer free or link your cards if you're already a member. Don't miss out.
Renew your skin with the Schick Quattro Titanium Freestyle. 4 blades with titanium, an edging blade and a built-in trimmer to maintain your look. Schick Quattro Titanium Freestyle. Free your skin.
Australia has suffered a dramatic increase in deadly brain tumours. Baffled scientists are joining forces to combat the problem, and they've come up with a chilling plan.
This set of -80 freezers could prove to be Australia's most valuable bank ever. It stores brain tumours and holds the key to better understanding the disease.
It's no good just researching in isolation in one site where we have 100 tumours or 200 tumours. We need to be looking at the population, so we need to be looking at the 1,400 patients in Australia.
It's a race against the clock because, unlike other cancers, survival rates for brain cancer haven't improved at all in the past decade. Yet more Australians are being struck down by it.
Overall, it's about 7 to 10%. But in some particular types of cancers, it's increasing by more than that, 25, 30% increase.
Theories about causes are yet to be proven, so neurosurgeons and scientists have formed a national venture pooling their research.
Why are they increasing? Why are they so deadly? And these are questions that we can't even answer now.
Most people are affected by brain cancer when they're at their prime of their life. It's the biggest killer of children and men aged between 20 and 40. It's hoped the reason why may be contained in one of these banks around Australia. And that keeps patients like Lucy Leonard going 3 years after being diagnosed.
There is always a fear of a recurrence, but it gives me hope to know that there are people out there doing research and looking for a cure.
It'll take money, but the Cancer Council's kick-started the initiative with $3.5 million. It's calling on other investors, eager for more than interest on their return, a new chance at life. Amber Muir, 10 News.
Now for the ING Direct Finance Report with Jacqueline Maddock. Jackie, a lot of chatter today about interest rates.
Yeah, there has been, Bill. That's as the Treasurer is telling home buyers to brace for a rise. He's been reading between the lines of the RBA's monetary policy statement. Wayne Swan says although he expects rates to rise, there's still some way to go before our economy is back in shape.
We will still see higher unemployment over time. We'll see lower business investment, and we'll see less income from the commodities that we trade with the rest of the world. So we shouldn't underestimate the impacts of those headwinds.
It's been a negative end to the trading week. The local market lost 1% today. The global miners and the big banks were among those in the red, but QBE bucked the trend with a 2% gain. The Australian dollar is buying almost 84 US cents. Gold is fetching almost 960 US an ounce. Oil is trading at 71 US a barrel. And heading into the weekend, the average price of petrol tonight in Sydney is $1.29 a litre. And that is finance news for this week.
Thank you, Jackie. There are new warnings over the terror threat from Somalia. It comes after claims of a link between the plot to massacre soldiers at Holsworthy Army Base and the Jakarta hotel bombings that killed 3 Australians.
Somalia is lawless, dangerous and perfect, say intelligence officials, as a breeding ground for terror. Hillary Clinton says the charging of 5 men in Melbourne this week shows why the stakes are so high.
Just this week in Australia, we have been reminded that there are those who would use Somalia as a training ground for attacks around the world.
The 5 accused in Melbourne are allegedly linked to an extremist Somali militia, Al-Shabaab. The US Defence Secretary says if Al-Shabaab strengthens in Somalia, Al-Qaeda and other groups could use it to attack US interests. Long before